Hello, everybody. It's Kevin Ducey once again with the Top Producer Spotlight, and I'm really honored here today. I've got my friend and top producer from down in the Atlanta area, Mr. Mike Garrett with Silverton Mortgage. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kevin. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Mike's a guy we would call a friend at Whiteboard. Mike, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what are you going to do this year? What have you done in the past? How long have you been in the industry? Things like that.
So I've been doing mortgages for right at about 18, 19 years. I manage a branch, and then I also produce. My personal production this year will be roughly 225 units or so for roughly 52, 53 million. We try to focus more on the units, which is the families that we serve more than the volume. And mainly that's because we can't control the size of the mortgage that someone's going to get. All we can control is try to help as many families as we can each and every day.
Right on, and you've had quite a bit of success with Silverton over the past few years. Been in the what are the awards you've been? I know you're not a self-aggrandizing guy, so I'm gonna set you up for it. But
I
you've won some
understand.
awards there, right? Share those with us, please.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I have a great team and a lot of great partners, and we've got a great company, a great organization. And I've been fortunate. I was loan officer of the year for the company twice in the last 4 years. Have finished in the top two or three every year for the last few years. So it's been a great run for sure.
Well, when I hear you speak, and we talked about this briefly before, you talk about helping the families, and you really have that servant-minded leadership style to yourself that you really want to go out there and help other people, and I think that's is probably one of the reasons why you're really successful. Can you tell me a little bit about what you attribute some of your success to? Like, what do you do that's different than most, and how do you think others could replicate that?
The biggest thing that we try to look at is daily, how can we help our partners to grow their business and help them to shine, and building our team to where we're always there for them from a marketing standpoint, but also just from helping their clients, make sure that they get the best deal, whether that's with us or with someone else, because we're not always going to be the best place. We'd like to think that we are most of the time, but clearly sometimes, we're not going to be the right fit for someone. And we're okay telling them that, like, listen, we understand what you're going through somewhere else. Maybe you're not happy, but you're far enough along. Like, you need to stay exactly where you're at, where the deal that they're giving you is a great deal. You should take it. And, if anything goes wrong, call us. But, it doesn't make sense for us to do anything at this point for you. And we carry that through the life, even if it's a refinance. We have clients that call us on a weekly or daily basis that want to see about doing a refinance. And, I tell them, I said, listen, I'm paid 100% commission, but I can't in good conscience refinance your loan. Like, it's not a good decision for you. And I would rather not get paid than to do a loan for you just for the sake of doing it. And I think that, when you put it in those terms with someone, that really lets them know that you have their best interest at heart and they'll never go anywhere else.
Well, that's I like to call that advanced sales, when you really start talking about putting the customer's best interest at heart in the business that it can generate for you. I can imagine
Right.
the level of referrals you get from people that you've had that conversation with.
Absolutely.
There's that trust thing. And, I just did an interview with Barry Habib recently, and he talked about building trust with those customers. That's what you're doing right there. That's
Absolutely.
Now, you're in a pretty unique situation. I know some other folks have this as well, but not everybody. You actually work in a real estate office. Is that correct? With a bunch of realtors?
Yes. Yeah. I've been in the same real estate office for right at 12 years now with the same company. Been through a couple of different mortgage companies during that time through the transitions back in the early, late 2000s, early 2000 teens. But I've been at Silverton now for right at 8 years during this 12 years that I've been in the real estate office.
Now, you told me you honestly feel like sometimes you feel like you're more of an employee of the real estate agency necessarily than Silverton. Can you tell me how you got into that role? How did that happen? How'd they invite you in there? Because that's not something you just walk in and say, hey, I want to work in your office, right?
Right. So I had been doing a lot of new construction and had partnered with some agents. They had brought clients out of the new homes. We'd hit it off. Then I started kind of doing some business for them. They were agents with this real estate company. They then knew that their broker was looking to hire a new loan officer to put inside their office. to have a partnership with, and they gave him my name and number, and I kind of talked to him, and we hit it off, and been here ever since. So
Now,
it's been a good deal for sure.
Right on. Now, one of the things that I found very interesting is you told me one of the reasons you thought they invited you in there is that they were moving, right? We're talking 2008, 2009 economic downturn, going through the down cycle. And you said you heard them that they're downsizing from 2 offices to 1, and you volunteered to come in and help move furniture in your personal truck. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I was already in the office at that point.
Okay.
But I think that just cemented my place with them, that they kind of knew, like, this is our guy. Like, this is, he's willing to be part of us and do what it takes to see our office succeed, and to help our office succeed. So I think that was a big driving force between of building the relationship that I had with them and solidifying everything from a future standpoint.
Well, that's pretty impressive, and I think that when you made that inroad there, and you were willing to put yourself out there and helping them move, that you set yourself up for a future where you never have to move anything else again yourself.
Right, absolutely.
Like, why is moving expensive? Because it's worth it. Nobody likes moving, and now you
absolutely.
don't have to do it.
Yeah, you get past the point where beer and pizza is no longer acceptable payment for moving.
Yeah, it's called 30 years old.
Absolutely.
Well, right on, Mike. Well, I really appreciate your time with us, sir. I hope you have a happy holidays, and look forward to 2020 being your best year ever. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Kevin. I would like to say, one of the things that we really have done this last year, so we saw pretty good growth this last year, and we're mainly purchase driven. So we're 97, 98% purchases over the course of a year. But one of the things, and you and I've had this conversation before, but I tried Whiteboard a couple of years ago, and it was not a great experience. But we came back to Whiteboard because I knew that the technology was perfect. And this was pre your time there when we tried it the first time. But we came back this last year, and I think that it's been a huge driving force in us growing our business, just in allowing us to manage our pipeline, both from pre-contract and post-contract and post-closing. And it's been a huge driving force in us being able to keep track of everything. So thanks to you guys have done a huge job in helping us grow our business. And I know that we've got several other people at Silverton that now use Whiteboard, and every single person that uses it loves you guys. So we appreciate all that you guys do to help us each and every day.
Well, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you. We can't help you unless you reach out to us and let us know that, hey, you want to fix some things. And you've been one of the best about saying, hey, let's try this, let's try that. And we've been able to replicate that for some of our other customers and help them make them successful, which, that's what we're all trying to do. There's enough business out there for everybody. So really appreciate, once again, Mike, thank you so much for joining me today. And here's to you and your family. Have a great 2020, sir.
Thanks, Kevin. You too.
Right on. Thank you.